Welcome to our data analysis course. Today we're diving deep into a crucial topic: how to handle outliers and missing values in your datasets. Real-world data is rarely perfect. There are always unexpected gaps or extreme values that can throw off your analysis. If you want your results to be accurate and reliable, learning to manage these issues is essential. In this lesson, we'll explore what outliers and missing values are, why they matter, and practical ways to deal with them. Let's get started and make your data cleaner and your insights sharper. Add data can destroy your analysis. Imagine spending hours building a model, only to realize your results are completely off because of a few problematic data points. Outliers and missing values can distort your findings, leading to wrong conclusions and poor decisions. That's why it's so important to identify and handle these issues before you dive into deeper analysis. In this video, we'll show you how to spot and fix these common problems so your analysis stays on track and your insights are trustworthy. Start with outliers. Outliers are extreme values in your data, numbers that are much higher or lower than the rest. For example, if most people in a survey are aged 20-40, but one person is 99, that's an outlier. Outliers can happen due to errors, unusual events, or natural variation. The problem is they can pull your averages up or down and make trends look stronger or weaker than they really are. Detecting outliers is the first step to dealing with them effectively. How do you find outliers in your data? One common way is to use box plots, which visually show you which values are far from the rest. Another method is the interquartile range, or IQR. This involves calculating the range where most of your data falls and flagging anything outside that range as a potential outlier. These tools make it easier to spot extreme values quickly, so you can decide what to do with them. Missing values are another common data issue. These are empty or null entries in your dataset, places where information is simply missing. Maybe someone skipped a question in a survey, or a sensor failed to record a reading. Missing values can cause problems in your calculations, like averages or totals, and can even stop your analysis from running at all. Recognizing and handling missing values is a key part of cleaning your data. When you have missing values, your calculations can get thrown off. For instance, if you're averaging test scores and some are missing, your average might not reflect the true performance. Some analysis tools will even refuse to run if there are blanks in your data. That's why it's important to decide how to handle missing values before you move forward with your analysis. Once you've found outliers, what should you do? There are a few options. You can remove them entirely if they're clearly errors or irrelevant. Sometimes you might want to cap them, set a maximum or minimum value so they don't skew your results. The right choice depends on your data and your goals, but the key is to make a decision and apply it consistently. Handling missing values can be done in several ways. You might choose to remove rows with missing data, especially if there aren't many. Alternatively, you can fill in the blanks using the mean or median of the column, which helps keep your dataset complete. The method you choose depends on how much data is missing and how important accuracy is for your analysis. If you're using Python for your analysis, filling missing values is straightforward. The pandas library offers a handy function, data fill data mean in place equals true. This line of code replaces all missing values in your dataset with the mean of their respective columns. It's a quick way to ensure your data is ready for analysis, especially when you have a lot of missing entries. Python also makes it easy to remove outliers. You can use the IQR method to identify and filter out extreme values. By calculating the interquartile range and setting boundaries, you can keep only the data that falls within a reasonable range. This helps ensure your analysis isn't distorted by a few unusual points. Handling outliers is important because they can have a big impact on your results. One or two extreme values can pull averages up or down, making trends look stronger or weaker than they really are. By removing or capping outliers, you make your analysis more accurate and your conclusions more reliable. Missing values can cause your analysis to break down or produce misleading results. If you ignore them, you might end up with incomplete or biased insights. By filling or removing missing values, you ensure your calculations are based on complete and accurate data, leading to better decisions. Clean data leads to better model performance. When your dataset is free from outliers and missing values, your models can learn patterns more effectively. This means more accurate predictions and stronger insights, which are crucial for making data-driven decisions. If you don't handle outliers and missing values, your analysis can lead you to the wrong conclusions. For example, a single outlier could make it look like sales are booming when they're not, or missing values could hide important trends. Cleaning your data helps you avoid these pitfalls. Ultimately, handling outliers and missing values is essential for clean, trustworthy analysis. It's a foundational skill for anyone working with data. By mastering these techniques, you'll be able to tackle real-world datasets with confidence and produce results you can rely on. In the real world, data is rarely perfect. You'll often encounter missing values, outliers, and other issues that need to be addressed. Understanding how to spot and fix these problems is a key part of becoming a skilled data analyst. The more you practice, the better you'll get at cleaning and preparing your data for analysis. Boxplots are a visual tool that makes it easy to spot outliers. They show the spread of your data and highlight any values that fall far outside the normal range. By looking at a boxplot, you can quickly see if there are any extreme values that need attention. Interquartile range, or IQR, is a statistical method for detecting outliers. It measures the range where the middle 50% of your data falls. Any value outside 1.5 times the IQR from the quartiles is considered an outlier. This method is widely used because it's simple and effective. Sometimes, it's best to remove outliers, especially if they're due to data entry errors or are not relevant to your analysis. However, you should always consider the context. Sometimes outliers are important and tell a story. Make sure to document your decisions so others understand your process. Capping is another way to handle outliers. Instead of removing them, you set a maximum or minimum value for your data. This way, extreme values don't have as much impact on your analysis, but you still keep the data point in your dataset. One common way to fill missing values is by using the mean of the column. This is quick and keeps your dataset complete, but it can be influenced by outliers. Use this method when your data is fairly balanced and you don't have many extreme values. Using the median to fill missing values is another popular method. The median is less affected by outliers, making it a good choice when your data has some extreme values. This helps keep your analysis accurate and robust. Sometimes, the best option is to simply remove rows that have missing values, especially if there aren't many. This keeps your dataset clean and avoids introducing bias from filling in values. However, be careful not to lose too much data in the process. In Python, you can easily remove missing values using the dropna function in pandas. This removes any rows with null entries, helping you quickly clean up your dataset. Just be sure you're not deleting too much valuable information. To cap outliers in Python, you can use the clip function in pandas. This lets you set upper and lower limits for your data, reducing the impact of extreme values while keeping all your data points in the dataset. Whenever you handle outliers or missing values, it's important to document your process. This helps others understand what you did and why, and ensures your analysis can be reproduced or reviewed later. Good documentation is a hallmark of professional data analysis. Consistency is key when cleaning data. Apply the same rules and methods throughout your dataset to avoid introducing bias or errors. This makes your analysis more reliable and your results easier to interpret. Sometimes, outliers are important and shouldn't be removed or capped. For example, if you're studying rare events or unusual cases, those extreme values might be exactly what you're looking for. Always consider the context before making changes. In some cases, missing values don't affect your analysis, especially if they're in columns you don't need. If the missing data is irrelevant, you can safely ignore it. Just make sure it won't impact your final results. Automating your data cleaning process can save time and reduce errors. Python and other tools let you write scripts to handle outliers and missing values automatically, ensuring consistency and efficiency in your workflow. Be careful not to overclean your data. Removing too many outliers or filling too many missing values can distort your results. Always balance cleaning with preserving the integrity of your original data. After you've cleaned your data, always check your results. Look for any unexpected changes or patterns and make sure your dataset still makes sense. This final check helps catch any mistakes before you move on to analysis. Visualization tools like histograms and scatter plots can help you see the effects of your cleaning process. By comparing before and after, you can confirm that outliers and missing values have been handled appropriately. When you share your analysis, always report the steps you took to clean your data. This builds trust with your audience and helps others understand your results. Transparency is a key part of good data analysis. To recap, outliers are extreme values that can distort your analysis. Detect them using boxplots or the IQR method and handle them by removing or capping as appropriate. Always consider the context before making changes. Missing values are empty or null entries that can affect your calculations. Handle them by removing rows or filling with the mean or median. Choose the method that best fits your data and analysis goals. Clean data is the foundation of accurate analysis. By handling outliers and missing values properly, you ensure your results are trustworthy and actionable. Make data cleaning a regular part of your workflow for the best results. The more you practice cleaning data, the easier it becomes. Try working with different datasets and experiment with various methods for handling outliers and missing values. Over time, you'll develop a strong intuition for what works best. There are many resources available to help you learn more about data cleaning. Online courses, tutorials, and documentation for tools like Pandas can deepen your understanding and help you master these essential skills. Python, R, and Excel are some of the most popular tools for data cleaning. Each offers different functions and methods for handling outliers and missing values. Try exploring these tools to find the ones that fit your workflow best. When working in a team, it's important to agree on data cleaning methods. Consistency across team members ensures everyone is working with the same clean dataset, making collaboration smoother and results more reliable. Documenting every change you make to your data is crucial for reproducibility. This means others can follow your steps and get the same results, which is especially important in professional and academic settings. Before you start your main analysis, run through a final checklist. Have you handled all outliers and missing values? Is your data consistent and well documented? Taking a few minutes to double check can save you hours later. Data cleaning is an ongoing process. As you work with more data, you'll discover new challenges and better solutions. Stay curious, keep learning, and always look for ways to improve your data cleaning skills. Congratulations, you've learned the essentials of handling outliers and missing values in data analysis. These skills are fundamental for anyone working with data. Keep practicing, explore new tools, and continue building your expertise. Clean data leads to better insights and smarter decisions. Stay tuned for more lessons in our data analysis course.